was okay. Second playthrough? Nah, I don't think. I think I'm good for a second playthrough of Demon's Souls. It's a good game, but I would rather play Dark Souls 2 again. And I give Dark Souls 2 like an 8.5. In the retrospect of going back and playing all these games in the past year, this game's just got a little bit too much jank. It's good, it's like an 8 out of 10, but Dark Souls 2 I find to be similar, but more fun. Like, and then Dark Souls 3 is like up there with Dark Souls 1. They're both really fun, but Dark Souls 1 I feel is a better game. Because it's Demon's Souls. After that is Dark Souls 2. After that is Dark Souls 1 and Dark Souls 3 probably tied. DS3 is more fun than Dark Souls 1, but Dark Souls 1 is a better game, I think. And then the best one is Bloodborne. You don't play these games for fun? Oh my god. I play the Souls games to relax. Like, no shit, I actually find the Souls games kind of relaxing. I just get sucked into their worlds. They're great. And it definitely did that with this one. It definitely felt like a Souls game, but I can see why a lot of people really like this one, but compared to how everything just got better, it's like saying you like Street Fighter 3 New Generation more than Third Strike. I'm just gonna go, what? Why? Probably because you played Street Fighter 3 New Gen first, and you really like it. I could see that. I could see that. But just on, like, a design aspect, this one's just not as fun as the others. I just don't enjoy playing it as much as the others. I would rather play through Dark Souls 2, Dark Souls 3, Dark Souls 1, New Game Pluses, than this one. That I've seen the spectrum of Souls games and how they've gotten better. I mean, I feel that Dark Souls 3 is a step back from Bloodborne, but it's not in the same series, so it doesn't really count. Because Bloodborne feels better, controls better, has a more fun inherent element to it, which is like, be offensive and get your health back if you lost it. I love that element. If I had the choice between, like, Demon's Souls, Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, of playing through all of any one of these games for a second time, I would probably either pick Dark Souls 3, play through again, or Dark Souls 1. Dark Souls 1 is really cool when you eventually start going through it and you get, like, you get all the stuff unlocked and the worlds are interconnected. That element, the interconnected world element, is completely absent from this game, which is one of the best feelings of Dark Souls 1, 2, and 3, and Bloodborne, is that, oh wow, the world is just, this was here, oh my god, like that feeling anytime that shit happens is really fucking cool. And that is missing from this game completely. But you know what? When I'm thinking back to Dark Souls 2, I really wouldn't want to play through Dark Souls 2 again, either. Here's my overall rating. Like, 2016, rating all the Souls games, after recently playing them over the past year, I would give the lowest rating of like an 8.0 to Demon's Souls. And then I'd say Dark Souls 2 at 8.5. And then Dark Souls 1 at 9.0, as well as Dark Souls 3 at 9.0, and then I would go for Bloodborne at 10. Bloodborne is perfect in my opinion. They are all, in my opinion, the Souls games, Demon's Souls included, are the best games in the industry right now. Dark Souls 2 is really good, and it was showing fatigue, but in general, all these games are so much fucking fun to play that I almost compare every other game to them now. Like, it's kind of unfair, because I feel that these games have put themselves on a fucking pedestal above, like, so many other types of games that are out there right now that I feel that it's almost fucking unfair. Because I come back and play this shit, and All these games are super fucking good. Hardest boss, in all of them? Probably Orphan of Cause. Yeah, I think Cause is the toughest one out of all of them. There was no difficult bosses in Demon's Souls. Like, I think that was another thing that was kind of upsetting, was that through and throughout, Demon's Souls didn't have one very difficult boss. 90% of them were Zelda gimmick bosses, where you gotta do a thing, and then the boss becomes dramatically easier. Like, and I kinda didn't like that. And I could see why they do that, though, because it's like the first in the series. Favorite boss in the series? Ooh. I love the Gurman fight. I love a lot of stuff about the Gurman fight. Sister Frida, okay, so here's the thing. I think Sister Frida is a much easier boss fight when you beat it. When you actually beat it. But Cause is like fucking hard no matter what. Like, Cause is difficult. Yeah, Maria's pretty great. Maria's very tough when you're using a blood-tinged weapon, too. Ludwig is epic as fuck. Like, I would inherently say Ludwig. Dancer of the Frigid Valley is pretty goddamn awesome, too. The Neo beta seems good in terms of combat. Like, Neo seems like it's gonna be really cool in terms of combat and, gameplay. But in terms of world building, I don't feel Neo holds a candle anything close to the Souls games, at least in the very early shit we've played. Like, I'm looking forward to the game to see what they do in terms of its world building, but yeah, I feel like I'm just playing a video game, and I don't feel like I'm immersed in a world, which is what you get when you're in a Souls game, Demon's Souls, or anything else. And I think so, and I think that's exactly it, Eileen the Crow. The Souls games raise the bar. Anyone else who is thinking of making a similar type of game has a fuckload to try to catch up to. I think that's true. Like, these games set the bar in terms of, like, video games really high. And what I'm looking forward to now, at the end of all of these games, I don't want more knights and shields. I think the knights and shields and swords, knights and shields aspect is kind of exhausted. Which is why so many people like Bloodborne so much, because it felt like fresh air. In a game series that is all dudes doing this and, you know, stuff like this, for the most part. And you can play the game differently, obviously, but that is like the heart of the game. The games seem to be designed mostly around a sword and a shield. Like, that's how they're designed, but you can do other things. I think that is Kaputski. Whatever they're doing next, whether or not it's going to be an Armored Core style Souls game, whether or not it's going to be like a mecha Souls game, Future Souls, Space Souls, that just seems good because it means they have to go outside of the box of the Dark Souls-ism. Bloodborne 2, I think a lot of people would very much like, but I don't think we want a Dark Souls 2 of Bloodborne 2. I liked it. I liked it a lot. It was good. It was good. I immersed myself in the lore, especially Wall Force 1 in Bloodborne, because like I was saying earlier, when it comes to the Souls games, Demons, DS 1, 2, and 3, all have this very mythical kind of hyper fantasy lore, where it's kind of J.R. Tolkien-ish. You got like, as I described it, man was born from fire, and from fire created ash, but man ate the ash, and burst out coal from his body. The coal turned into demons. Man could not fight the demons, but the fire could fight the coal. I'm summarizing it in like the weirdest way possible, but that's like how the Souls games feel to me. Like, I'm like, okay, they're so hyper fantasy that I'm just like, I'm not really attached to anything that's happening. Like, they're just telling me that that's what it is and that's what it is. While in Bloodborne, the story is bunch of dudes dug in the ground, found a fucking alien, ate its blood, it made him immortal, but people started turning into monsters, so they made more blood, but more monsters, and holy shit, go kill them. And I find that kind of like super interesting, and then the details of that, because it's more rooted in things that happen. And I've honestly tried to keep up on like the lore videos that a bunch of people make for all the Souls games, and I find the Souls lore videos to be kind of uninteresting. Like, the coolest thing I found about all the Souls lore, about all the Dark Souls lore videos, the part that I like the most is that at the end of Souls games, at the end of it all, you literally fight the enemy that represents everyone. The enemy that represents all the unkindled ash, that represents everyone trying to link the fire. You get this one guy that is, I am all of you, let's go motherfuckers, and he uses all of the different weapon types that every single person would use. I actually found that to be a great fucking idea. I thought that was really cool. So, that was my favorite part of it. I'm like, oh, that's cool, you get to be like everyone. Oh, shit. Oh, you know what? No, I'll agree with you, Rocking M. My favorite boss in all the Souls series is definitely Manus. And I think I like Manus because he's a very much a Bloodborne kind of boss. Yeah. I think that's cool. Anyway, I love these games. They're great. If I'm gonna play another one again, it's probably gonna be either Bloodborne or Dark Souls 3. Maybe Dark Souls 1. Maybe we would do a fresh-ass run of, Dark Souls 1. Level 1, Dark Souls 1. Challenge runs are fun when you've played a game a lot, which is why I really enjoyed the Blood Tinge run in Bloodborne. I thought it was fantastic. Anyway, I'm not gonna keep you guys up any longer. We've been streaming for like 7 hours or some shit like that. Thank you guys a ton for watching. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I'm tired as fuck. I'm gonna go work on videos and stuff, and then probably pass the fuck out. But until then, play these games. They are, in my opinion, some of the best in gaming out there. And the number one thing, outside of the stuff I already mentioned, that we should hope for is the fact that Nintendo and FromSoft are working together, and they will make a Zelda Universe Souls game. Cross your fucking fingers, boys.